Hello, everybody. It's almost 1 o'clock in New York and on the East Coast. But just wanna welcome everybody who is here, and I would like to know where are you chiming in from. So very happy to see a few friends who take the time. I think it's also important that we take the time. It's 1 o'clock. Hopefully, it is your lunch hour. And I totally want to stress that you should take your lunch hour, especially when working from home. So, then what did prompt me to do this? Well, we all know these are very difficult times. And I feel for everybody who has to go out and do work and be in proximity of other people. So for those people, please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay sane. And most of all, don't panic. If we panic, then we send out the wrong energy. So it's all about keeping the cool, stay home, and just listen to whatever is recommended. I can only do the same. But what I thought is now it's really important to create a community, and I would like to start a Facebook group for stay from home, so I can, whenever I have some ideas, I can post them there, people can chime in, or whatever is going to happen. Who knows how long this will go? I just want to give you a few tips. I don't want to overload you, but I heard also sometimes people are new to working from home. I've been very fortunate that I was able to work from home for quite some time. While I was working for Nestle in the human resources department, I had a long commute, and my then boss said, "Why don't you work from home at least once a week?" So I took the liberty and I worked from home every Friday. This actually was very beneficial for me. Not only didn't I have to commute one more extra day, I was more relaxed. I didn't have to get up at 5:30, but I got up at the early time. So my few points that I want to share with you today is set up a routine, eat healthy foods, stand up after a little bit of time when you have worked. Sometimes we forget, we sit the whole day, and then have a space that is special for you. And you might see in the background, I have flowers. So I bought flowers and they provide good energy. Even they put a smile on my face. I work a lot with Zoom so people can see me, and I also see the flowers. So it's nice to see some fresh cut flowers. And then also we want to help our friends. So let's go into those 5 elements that I would like to talk to. And thank you, Elena, Jennifer, and Elizabeth, who are here. Very nice to see you. I hope many more people can join us. This will probably be a weekly reoccurrence. And if you have questions, please put them in the chat. I will certainly see while I'm talking that I can respond to them, or even after I can chime in and answer a few more questions. And also, what is new? I have started a podcast. So not only do I have a podcast every Monday, and it's called Take It from the Iron Woman, I also have a Wednesday podcast now because somebody recommended, why don't I have twice a week a podcast? People have more time to listen and chime in. So the Wednesday podcast certainly will be much shorter. It will be more about tips and tricks, how you can get through these difficult times. So now let's get started with the routine. What do I mean? It's super important to get up at a regular time, right? So you don't have to get up at 5:30, but maybe at 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock. They always say early bird, gets the worm. So why not get up and get going at an early time? And getting up means like you get up as if you were to go to work. I always say if you look like a slob, you also do sloppy work. It's about the mindset. So if you get up, you want to dress. You don't want to stay in your pajamas the whole day. Then you feel sleepy, you feel like not motivated, or it's just like you feel like, blah. So get up, dress, take a shower, and dress as if you would go to work. Not that you have to put on your power suit, but I would think like put on something comfortable that you would wear as if you would just go outside again. And now I see Laura is here and Virginie, so thank you for joining. I'm just talking about setting up a routine. So get up at a good time, dress. You don't have to dress in your power suit, but sometimes when I have an important meeting on Zoom, guess what? I also put on my nice dress so the people see it. And guess what is super important? Maybe that's just for women, but put on the lipstick. Put on the lipstick. Lipstick is super important. I always say if we don't feel so good, at least we look good. And guess what? If we look good, people say like, hey, you look very good today. And you're like, thank you. Take in that compliment. Don't be shy. Just put on the lipstick and that will make your day. Again, get up, get dressed as if you went to work. And also the routine is make your bed. And now I see Donna is here. I'm sure she takes her break now. So again, setting up a routine, get up, dress, put on the lipstick. Put on the lipstick. A lot of people are laughing now. No, no, no. The lipstick is important. If we can't go out, we still want to look good. The next routine that we want to set up is also a healthy breakfast. What is that? Well, we all know when you have a car, you don't put oil and gas into the car is not working. So while we're not a machine, we need to have nutrients in our body. And why not have healthy food in our body? So what I have fresh fruit and yogurt and almond milk. I like to have that every morning. This is my routine. This gives me an energy boost. I get my vitamins in. And in difficult times like now, I also take some vitamins. Maybe it's an overkill, but at least I want to stay healthy. Who wouldn't be healthy? So again, make sure that you have a good routine also for your breakfast. And the breakfast should not be checking your phone, your emails. You should actually take the time to eat and enjoy the food. Where does the food come from? How happy can we be that we have such food? So just maybe slow down a little bit. I think that's the beauty when you work from home. We can slow down a little bit. We don't have to rush and eat and be on the computer and multitask all the time. See that you can monotask, be grateful for what you have, be grateful that you can work from home. Guess what? The people who are in the pharmacies or even in the food stores, in some restaurants, they have to go into work. Don't have the luxury like us to stay at home. So again, be grateful that you can have and set up a routine. Okay, then it's time to get to work. It might be 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock. Okay, we check in, we check our emails, or you have maybe Slack, you have Zoom, Google Hangout, whatever you have with your organization. What I would recommend is that you make a special place for yourself. You might have to work in your bedroom. I know people in New York, we are not so happy and luxurious that we have an extra room for an office. In other places, people actually have the luxury of having an office. So set it up for you. I have the luxury, I'm working in my living room. I call it my executive suite, and I'm pretty happy. As I said, I've been working from home for probably 15 years now, and my office is my office, and this is where I set my boundaries. That's another important message. If you have family around you, tell them that you are at work. We will talk about enemies, and I think enemies is like setting boundaries and making sure that you are working. You're not just hanging out, checking emails, or some people think you're gaming or whatever, or just hang out on Facebook, which you do now, but it's an important time to learn how to work from home. So it's important to set your boundaries. And also, boundaries is physical and mental. Physical is like, this is your space, this is your office, this is how you work, and this is how you want to say hello to the world. Hello, Meryl, nice to see you here. So we have our office, and we have a lot of people who do work from home. I think other people have more experiences and they're happy. I know my sister, she has been working from home most of her life. She's a professor when she's not teaching. So she has her office, and it's her office, and she's working, and everybody knows she is working. Sometimes when you work from home, people think you can run errands or you have the time of your life. No, it's all about you're setting your boundaries and you start to work. You have important work to do. You're employed by an organization. Give your best. So now we're sitting at our desk. We're sitting, and we all know sitting is the new smoking. So what I would recommend is, why don't you set an alarm for 45 minutes or 90 minutes, depending a little bit on the work what you're doing, and you have to stand up. You can also, I actually have, like where you see my flowers, that's a very good height, so I can also put my computer there, and for a little while I can stand up. So I would recommend that you can have a standing desk. You can even make a standing desk. As I said, behind me is a bookshelf, and it has the perfect height to put the computer there. So set an alarm, make sure you get up and you switch up. And then also do some stretches, right? We can have the hands together. We just pull, pull, pull. Do it a few times, you feel it in your shoulders. How many hours are you sitting on the desk without moving? I know we're concentrating, we want to give our best, but standing up is also good. So we want to find a good balance, sitting and standing. And again, a reminder is very good. What is also important is that we set the time how long we want to work. Typically, we think like offices are open 9 to 5. So then work those 9 to 5 hours. And it doesn't mean that you have to be there all the time, but it's a parameter that you can set. It's not that you work 24/7 when you are working from home. That's the wrong assumption. You want to do your best work. And guess what? For best work, you also want to be balanced. You want to be rested. That's when you do your best. So 9 to 5, or you can also do 7 to 4, or what have you, is what you need to do. Again, it's about setting boundaries and working those hours that you're comfortable with. Obviously, in difficult times, when you're in charge of a team, the team might need you more than if you were in an office. So now we want to talk about those enemies that are coming up. So when you are in an office, you get interrupted all the time. I hear that from many of my clients. I'm interrupted all the time. I can't do work. I need to do the work at home. Well, now you're at home, and what is it? You don't have any interruptions anymore. That's a good thing, right? So enjoy that as well. We want to make sure that we work from 9 to 5, but we also have the people that they can interrupt us. So you might have instant message, Slack, Zoom, or whatever you have in your organization so you can communicate with each other. I would recommend that you also set some boundaries here, almost like office hours. I'm available between 10 and 12. Chime in. I might have my Zoom window open. Whoever wants to be with me, we can discuss, we can chime in. That might be a good way to see how everybody is doing. And when you have that Zoom window open, I would recommend that you take the time. Don't rush. These are the times when people need you. You need to listen carefully, and you need to ask the questions: how do you feel today? What's going on in your world? And not just like, yeah, how is everybody doing? Fine, fine, fine. Let's move on. The results are important, the quarter, whatever. No, it is about creating a community, and as a leader, you need to be there for your team. Some people in the teams are quieter, so these are the people that you probably need to focus on and call them out. Are you okay, Susie or Johnny or Tom? Make sure that you call them by name if they when they are on the Zoom with you, and spend the time spend the time to talk to them. And it doesn't really matter what you talk about, right? So you can talk, how is your day going? Are the kids okay? Is the cat okay? Is the dog okay? It's just about creating an environment that people feel comfortable. We all know that when we have to stay home, people get lonely. And people who are depressed, they get even lonelier. So sometimes we all know that depression is not something that it's written on our forehead. It's about finding those people and giving them the opportunity to voice how they're feeling. And we all know, at least I know, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm a coach, I'm an executive coach. If I know somebody needs a little more help, there's many hotlines, especially these days, where those people can go. I'm happy to find those numbers, and if you reach out to me, I'm happy to share. So we cannot give advice of like a therapist. No, we cannot do that. But it is important that you are listening to your team. And Trina, thank you. I've been doing a lot of calling my clients this week. All right, so it's not only your team, but it's also the clients. The clients are also lonely, right? Everybody is at home. So Trina, I know, is in the financial services, and the clients are at home too. They might be lonely and insecure and unsure what's happening. Nobody has an answer. Even if you call up and say, just wanted to check on you, that makes a huge difference. And what I also think is, when you think about leadership, people always think like leadership is something cool, sexy, something they would like to aspire to. Guess what? Now is the time when it might not be so sexy, when you have to stand in front of a group or in being in a Zoom call and tell the people, well, these are difficult times. You don't have the answer. People might have a lot of questions. You don't have the answer. I think in those situations, it's especially important that we are honest, we are humble, we are authentic. Meanwhile, I'm giving this speech here. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. How do I know? How can I be so sure everything will be all right? But I think if we all focus on the positive, we get through this, and we get through this together. So check in with your team and also with your clients. And yesterday I was talking to another coach, and I said, how long have we been connected on LinkedIn? I would actually invite you to go through your contacts of LinkedIn or any social media feed that you have and see who was the first person or the first 10 people that you have connected. Why don't you reach out to them? Just send a message. Hey, how is everything going? Was thinking of you. I get a lot of WhatsApp messages these days, and people say like, I'm thinking of you. Please take good care of you. Isn't that nice? I mean, it's a message, but I also feel that we are connected, and especially the people that you know on LinkedIn, on Facebook, why don't you reach out to them? Now we have the time. Again, there's also something positive when you're at home, and we know that on Facebook sometimes, or on LinkedIn also, we have connections who we don't know. Those people are just the outer circles, or some of them try to sell us something. But why not post something? Post something interesting. And I would also invite you to post something positive. I've seen a lot of photos of empty store shelves. I'm like, okay, I've seen it. I know the toilet paper and the Purell is low, or we can't have it. But what about posting something positive? Maybe tomorrow, Thursday, is Throwback Thursday. Post something that you have achieved, that you are really proud of. Why not? Let's start a challenge. Okay, so I was talking about getting a routine, have healthy food, stand up, set an alarm, have your desk ready from a certain time, like 9 to 5, set up office hours, and then also reach out to friends and start those social interactions. Actually, yesterday with that coach, we wanted to meet in New York City for a coffee, and instead we did a Zoom call. But it was fun too, right? So we just have to learn, you have to start to learn how to work differently. And obviously, the technology is great help to us. We're connected with people around the world. It's now 5:30 in Europe, or 4:30 in the UK. Maybe somebody is also chiming in here. Why not, right? So we're all connected. We're all in this together. We see how beautiful those videos come from Spain or Italy, where they're singing. I think singing is bringing us together, and it's a happy way of being together in this. As I said, we are all in it together. So now, sometimes we also have some enemies, and you might think like, what is she talking about? Okay, the enemies are probably the fridge. I have something good in my fridge. Oh, maybe I should go back. Maybe I have something sweet. No, 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 no. So when you're in an office, you don't go to the fridge every 5 minutes. Make those rules. You can make some rules for yourself. So I would probably invite you to say, okay, I'm going to the fridge. I have my morning routine, healthy food with fruit, yogurt, almond milk, and green tea. And now with some water as well, right? So we need to hydrate as well. And whoever is a freelancer, now is the time probably to brand your stuff. So I have a cup. It says, take it from the Iron Woman. I'm the Iron Woman. And voila. So hydrate as much as you can. But talking again about the fridge, it's about setting a routine, setting some boundaries, not to go to the fridge every 5 minutes. If you're sitting in an office, you don't go to the vending machine every 5 minutes. Maybe you go once a day. Okay, so that means you go in the morning, you go in the afternoon. That should be the same for the fridge. And then the lunch. So now it's probably the lunch hour. Take that lunch hour. Take that lunch hour. And again, do not have food in front of the computer. That's the worst that you can do. We all know that sometimes desks in offices are very cluttered, but they also are dirty because we eat on the desks. No, we don't want that. And also, we don't want to eat right in front of the computer. Again, it's about enjoying the food, enjoying the time that we have now. Take some rest. And if you can, go out for a walk. I know it's about social distancing, but if you have the luxury, maybe you even have a terrace, you just go out and look around. What do you see? Look at in the sunshine, or if it's cloudy, even look into the sky. We get the vitamin D that we are probably now missing because we're staying inside. So the lunch hour is important. Or if you don't want to take lunch hour, set up at a time that you can talk to a friend of yours. How about that, right? Have a lunch date with somebody. And now the other enemy that we might have is people get up, they put on the TV. No. The TV, let's say you have a routine, you get up, you put on the TV, and then you go to work and there is no TV, guess what? That's what we're doing here. No TV. And especially in difficult times, stay away from the TV. The news is repeating and repeating and repeating, and it's also mostly negative news that will drag you down. It's not good. Again, check out with your friends, better than watching the news. If you want to watch the stock market, you just get depressed. Nothing good on that. You might check the news the same as the fridge, right? If you go to the fridge, you might be able to turn on the TV, but I would stay away from the TV. Now it's half an hour into the Facebook Live. I'm wondering if there are some questions, and I saw a few people are joining. Hi, wow, I haven't seen you in a while. So I was one of the interns at Nestle Waters. I hope you're doing fine. Just lovely to see some of the longtime friends. Caitlin in Florida, Tina, New York, Lorraine in Brazil, Bom dia. Wow, so nice. And Andrew Stacks, probably in Mexico. So very nice. Thank you all for chiming in. And I see other people. Grace, Sandra, Ludith, Max, Meryl, Donna, Virginie, Laura, Elizabeth, Jennifer. So thank you so much for chiming in. This is the first time that I'm giving, and Jelena just started. Thank you. I think she's in Croatia. So also in Croatia, people are working from home. So as I said, a routine is important, healthy food is important, standing up, and now I've been sitting for 30 minutes. Guess what? I have to stand up soon. Make a nice desk. It's also important to have a clean desk and not a cluttered desk. Obviously, when you work on the computer, it's easy to have like books around you, papers around you, but maybe once a day, just clean up. Then your desk looks very nice. And also, as I said at the beginning, get some flowers. If you can go out, buy some flowers. It's the positive energy that you see in the background, but also it's like some energy, some good energy, some spring energy is here. So Jelena is from Serbia. Very nice. How is everything going, Jelena, for you? And I know this is work time, but at work, remember when you were at work, you also have some fun. So when I said put on the lipstick is also for fun. So if you have a Zoom call with somebody else, check on their lipstick. Make a little challenge, right? And make sure that you check in with your people. It's so important. So Jelena says still good. So we all want to make sure we're happy, healthy, but sane. And working from home can be a good thing, but it also can be that you are getting lonely, you don't know what to do. And some people tell me like they only have 2 or 3 calls to make, or they just have 3 or 4 emails. Well then, what if you have your phone? You need to organize your pictures. Yes, I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to clean up my computer, and clean up means like all those emails that I don't need anymore. Now is the time to do it. And what about reading a book? Reading a book is wonderful, a wonderful pastime that we forget when we have our phone in our hands and just are like consuming. So it's nice to read a book and enjoy that quiet time. Do we have any other questions? So I'm very happy to see the people who have joined. And I want to make sure that we have that now coming up every Wednesday. And I will start a Facebook group. Work from home probably will be the name. I will put it on my Facebook page and we can all chime in. If you have any good routines that you have found, I think that's the way to go. And now I will try to stand up because it's half an hour that I have been sitting. It's not going to be so easy, but let's do this.